Alright then guys, in this video we are going to work on the auth parts of the build, right? Still the same code, nothing has changed. So the first video I showed you guys how to set up Node.js server with a basic home route, which you can see here. The second video I showed you guys how to connect to a database, MongoDB. So this MongoDB is a NoSQL database, right? So it works in objects instead of tables, and it's relatable. That's why I like MongoDB. It's a bit flexible as well. So we're going to work on the route now. So the first route we are going to get is the register route and then the login route. Alright, so this is the auth. So now let's start. So we have to import express from express. Then you have to const router is equals to express of router. So router dot host so slash register. Alright, so have a callback function called register. So we have a callback function called register, and we have a callback function called login, and then we export as default router. So now let's write this function. Alright, so inside our controller we have auth page, auth.js. So export const auth. I'm using an arrow function. So this is the first code, and we have to export login as well. Cool. So we can save this code and then we can import them in this page. Now mind you, if you're using this module here, when we are importing, you must add .js at the ending. If not, your backend will crash. You can see it is still working. If not, it will crash. So let's create the first user module. So user.js. So you have to import Mongoose here as Mongoose, and then const user schema. So I don't need your username. What I need is email. So let me just cover this for now. So let's have an object. So we have email. So we need your email, and I need your password. I also need your full name. So full name. I also need your full name as well. So now this is your email. The type of text coming from your email will be string, to be required, and it should be unique for each user. The password type string, and it's also required. Full name type string, and it's also required. Now the password will not be saved as a normal text the way you type it. To be encoded and then saved to the database, so that no one, even when they hack the database, they can't actually know what the password is, because you have a secret key which you are putting on env. Alright, so we have our timestamp. So when an individual user gets created, it has a timestamp. Right, cool. So we export this user module. So we export it as default. Alright, so we have our user model created. Then we go back to our controller and then we import it here. So we have a try and catch block. The reason why I'm having this here is if it doesn't work, it should console an error for me or send an error message to the backend that it's not working. Cool. So inside this we are expecting some things: your email, password, and your full name. The C Copilot coming in clutch here for me. So what I just have to do is, if they are not sent, I should return an error that is not available. So that's what I'm currently doing now. So I'll return an error that all fields are required. So now I have to check if existing user. So I check if existing user already exists. So here I'll make it async because it's an asynchronous function, and then we call the user model. Remember to add the .js at the ending, right? So if it exists, I return for on a user already exists. If not, I create a new user and I save it. Then I return the user ID. So I return this message and also the user ID. So user ID equals to new user.id. And guess what? You are not done yet. We have to encrypt the password. Alright? So before we create the user, we have to encrypt the password. So all we have to do now is const hash password is equals to wait. So you have to install bcrypt here. Guys, let's continue. Alright, so we have const hash password is equals to await bcrypt.hash password. So password, we are sorting it as 10 to increase the toughness of the encryption. Most times I like to use 2. Just preference. You can use any number you want, so you can also research on it. So now instead of saving the user, we are going to save the password as hash password. Alright, so this works fine, but we're still not done. We have to return the user token. Alright, so after saving the user, we have const token is equals to JWT.sign. So what we are doing now is that we are signing user token with the user ID, our secret in this place, and then expires in 1 hour. So we return the token as well. So we use the token to verify authenticated users. Right, fine. So with this we are done with our login page. So I hope it's clear. So let's work on our login page. We just finished registration functionality. Let's work on login functionality. So this also we expect email and password. So if it doesn't exist, we return. So we'll check for existing users. If the user exists, we'll check if the user doesn't exist now. So if the user doesn't exist, what we do is that we return user not found. But if it exists, we check, we'll compare the password now. That's why bcrypt is important. We use bcrypt now to encrypt it. Also use it to compare the password. So if that is accurate, we sign you in with your token, and then we return your login session, and that is it. You see how Copilot just know what I want to do and did it for me. And it's good for you to understand code before you can start using AI to code, because let you know write what you don't understand. Alright, so let me just go through this again. We expect email and password from the front end for login. So if they are not available, we return the message that all fields are required. Then we'll check for existing user and wait if it's available in our database. If it's not available, we return user not found. If it's available, we compare the password we sent with the existing user's password using bcrypt, because we use it to encrypt it. We are going to compare it. So if it's available, right, if it's the same, what we do is you check. This will return either true or false. So if it returns false, so it will return to you that it's invalid credential. But if you return true, then that means you're the correct user. What we do is that we tokenize you, or we validate you, authenticate you rather, and then we return the login session. So with that, you have built a login functionality and register functionality with Node.js. So in the next video, what we are going to do, we are going to connect the Next.js with this Node.js so we can test out the auth page.